Good morning, everybody. How are you today? It is Tuesday, the 23rd of February, and if it's Tuesday, then that obviously means it is Technique Tuesday. I hope you've had a good weekend. My name is Karen. I'm here with Get Moving, and Get Moving is all about helping people with mobility issues, mobility problems, to get some good, solid, serious exercise. Just because we have maybe a limited mobility and we can't move as well as we hope, does not mean that we can't get exercise, because we can. We really can. And this is what Get Moving is all about. We're going to be here Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday mornings at 11 o'clock. And we're going to help everyone and anyone with limited mobility to exercise for 20 minutes, half an hour, that kind of thing. So join in. The only thing that's going to stop us from joining in is ourselves wanting and really trying it. Doesn't matter how successful or how unsuccessful we are, as long as we try, we are going to get some benefit from it. So that's what I want from everybody. That's all I ask for from everybody here is effort, trying, some real grit, and getting stuck in. It's difficult doing it ourselves, but together we can help each other out. We can do this. So anyway, like I said, Technique Tuesday. We're going to go through all the exercises to start off with, and at the end, right at the very end, I'm going to go over in depth in a particular exercise to give you some, homework or something to practice, something to try for the next few days, something to work on and see how good you can be. So that's going to be at the end of the session, okay? Otherwise, the exercises we're going to be doing are pretty much suitable for everybody, whether you are seated or whether you are standing, or a wheelchair user or whatever. Pretty much everyone can do these. There's a couple of ones which will be difficult, but we've got alternatives. They are very accessible and they're very practical. They're useful. They transfer into real life really quite well. So give them a go, give them a try, get really good at them, and share it with everybody else, because the more people who actually take part and actually physically do these things, the better they will get. Thinking about it, not enough. We've got to actually do it. So there's a share button kicking around somewhere. I'm not exactly sure where. It's around the place somewhere. But there's a share button. If you want to click that share button and share this video out to all your friends, family, and all that stuff like that, I would be really chuffed. Thank you very much. Okay, let's get started, shall we? I have my timer. Where is it gone? Here it is. And it is set for 25 seconds. Okay? So we're going to do all these exercises, each of these exercises, for 25 seconds each. Okay? Again, doesn't matter how good or how bad we are, as long as we give it a try, that is the key. Our first exercise, if you are seated, I want you to sit nice and tall and march on the spot. We're going to get as much movement as we can out of the legs, okay? So just marching up and down like so. Big moves are good. Small moves are, well, they're not bad at all, but we do the biggest that we can do, okay? So even if we can only do small moves, fantastic, do that. But we're going to think about doing as big as we personally can, okay? We're all different, we're all unique. I don't know how big a move you can do, but do it the best and the biggest that you personally can do, okay? Same thing goes if you are standing. Standing, marching on the spot, just get your legs up and down like so. So again, easier version is a small move down there, and a harder version is a big move up there. You do the biggest, best version that you personally can manage, and we'll all do awesome. Okay, shall we get started? Yes, marching on the spot, 25 seconds. Are you ready? In 3, 2, 1, off we go. Marching on the spot. So it's a warm-up first of all. Just getting things going. You can move your arms, you can march with your arms as well if you like. I don't mind. Again, the bigger the move, the better. So just get your body going. Small moves down here, easier. Bigger moves up here, harder. Do whichever version you can do. And that's 25 seconds. Simple as that. Our next one is a shoulder rolls. So use the lower half, now the upper half. Now, whether we're seated or standing, it's the same thing. Nice and tall, no slouching. And we're going to roll our shoulders back like so. And if we can, we're going to roll our arms back like so. Again, 25 seconds. In 3, 2, 1, off we go. Roll the shoulders. Or if you can, roll the arms. The bigger the move, the better. Do whatever you can do. Now, you might be feeling particularly amazing this morning and you can do bigger, better moves than yesterday. Or vice versa, you could feel a little bit rubbish today and not be as good as you were yesterday. Doesn't matter. Do the best that you can do today, okay? And that is our 25 seconds. So relax them off. And then we're going to go back down to the lower half. Knees now. So if you're seated, we're going to bend and straighten the knees. We're going to kick the foot out or feet out like so. The knee is going to straighten and bend like so. Again, the biggest move that we can manage, one leg than the other, just kicking them out. If we're standing, same idea, but kind of in reverse. We're going to bend the knees back towards the bums, like so. Okay? So whether you're seated or standing, you can do this in 3, 2, 1. Off we go. Bending at the knees or straightening at the knees. Getting the knees moving, essentially, whichever way it is. I don't care. It doesn't matter because the joints are moving. And that's the key thing. If we're doing the standing version, we're using the muscles at the back of the legs here. If we're doing the seated version, we're using the muscles at the front of the legs there. Okay? Both are good. We want to have strong legs. And that is time, 25 seconds. So moving on to Twisty Sarahs. Spine movements now. Seated or standing, same thing. Nice and tall. Again, no slouching. Nice and tall. Fold your arms and twist your entire body. Twist the chest one way and then twist the chest the other way. And repeat. 3, 2, 1. Off we go. Twisting one way. Twisting the other way. Getting as much movement as you can out of your body. Now, fingers crossed, you're going to feel the work in the muscles around your core here, the front and sides here, around your belly. They're the bits that are going to be doing the actual move. They're the ones that are going to power the moving. Your chest is actually moving, but it's being moved by the muscles down here in your gut. It's in your core. Nicely done. That's it. So a double tap is next. Again, we're going to move down to the bottom half. We're going to shift this work up and down, so the body's moving somewhere all the time. A double tap. If you are seated, as always, sit tall. The knee comes up twice though. Comes up 1, 2, and then it goes down. Same thing on the other side. 1, 2, and then it goes down. Most important thing I would say today would be when that knee comes up twice, we don't collapse back into the seat like so. It is really easy to do, and I know some of you do it, but I'm telling you off now, we're going to keep you nice and tall. Sit away from that backrest. Keep your body upright as the knee rises, okay? If we're standing, this is going to be your balance exercise. So as always, if your balance is a little bit iffy, stand close to a wall or chair or table or something you can stabilize on, just in case. We don't want to fall over. Falling is bad, okay? But a double tap if we're standing, the knee comes up twice, 1, 2, and the same on the other side. Balancing on that other leg as we do it. 25 seconds worth, so get yourself ready. In 3, 2, 1, off we go. Double tap there, and a double tap there. Now again, like this first exercise, a small movement down there is easier. It's quicker and easier. So start off there if you have to. I'm happy with that. But slowly but surely, as your confidence, as your balance, as your ability improves, that knee is going to come up higher. It's going to become a bigger move. We're going to try really, really hard. And time. Simple as that. I'm going to take my hat off now. So what we got? Side bends, bendianas are next. Movement of the spine again. If you're seated or standing, it's the same thing. To be honest with you, no real difference between the two. So nice and tall again. One arm is going to reach down as low as you can. You're going to bend sideways. And the same thing, the other side. Reaching down one way and then the other way. Bending our spine sideways. If you can. As one arm goes down, we're going to make it a bigger move if we can. Reaching up over the top. Bending one way and reaching up over the top. Bending the other way. If you can. But you're going to do whatever you can do for 25 seconds. In 3, 2, 1. Off we go. bending, and if we can, reaching. So we're moving our spine, flexing one way and then the other, getting as much movement as we can out of it. Now, this won't work if we are slouched forwards like that. We do have to be sat tall to get the most out of this move. It really does actually, yeah, I'm gonna lay down the law. You have to sit or stand tall for this one. It won't work properly otherwise, okay? Anyway, that's our time. Done the side bends. So legs next. Squats and sit stands. If you've been seated, now's your chance to stand up. Tuck your feet back underneath you. Get your body weight forward. Feel nice and heavy feet, okay? We're gonna have a light bum and heavy feet as the weight shifts from our bum into our feet. So heavy feet, light bum. We're going to push, 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 and stand tall, okay? Very common mistake is to stop kind of halfway there, slouching, bum out, chest forward. I want you to be fully tall, okay? And then, under control, we fold the hips again, and then we sit back down under control. And we repeat that as many times as you personally can do. It might be once. It might be 20 times. I don't know, but do the best that you can do. If you are standing, same idea, but without the chair. Squats as you go down and up. Big moves are harder moves. Small moves are easy moves. Do the biggest that you can manage. In 3, 2, 1. Off we go. Sitting and standing. So again, an easier move is a small move like that. As you get better, stronger, more confident, you can go lower. You make it a bigger move. The legs bend more, the knees, the hips bend more. And it becomes a bigger, stronger, and more difficult move. And time. Simple as that. Well done. Okay. Tight ropes and ankles. If you're seated, getting whatever movement you can from your ankle. Now, it might be easy, it might be difficult, but get whatever you can from it, okay? So, we're going to bend and point the ankle up and down like so. The biggest move that you can manage. So, what I want you to try is get your heel to touch the floor, and then your toes to touch the floor. And then the heel and the toes and the heel and the toes. So that it becomes a big bend in that joint. Okay? Whatever you do on one side, do the same on the other side. Heel toe, like so. And if you are standing, balance time. Like I said before, do not fall over. Okay? So if you're unsure, along a wall, along a table, along the back of a sofa, something like that. But balancing. Feet apart is easier. Feet narrow is harder. But you're going to walk on an imaginary tightrope along the floor. Imagine a line is painted on the floor. Now with me, walking forwards, off we go. Heel toe, walking along that imaginary tightrope on the floor. We're keeping our balance. We're challenging our balance. We're making our balance deliberately hard work, yes. But we are maintaining it. As it's about to go, we wobble and we fight and we recover it. And the same thing going backwards, because it's interesting, you know, it's a bit fun. Going backwards, toes, heels, toes, heels. Again, we're deliberately making balance difficult, challenging, and that's what makes our bodies improve. Deliberately challenging things makes them, forces them to get better. You might think that doesn't apply to you, but you're wrong, I'm afraid. Sorry. And going forwards again. We're all human. We're all animals. We're all just bags of meat and bone. We're all built from the same things. We all adapt in the same way. And we adapt to challenges. That's what biological systems do. And the last time going backwards, toes, heels. Now, some people do adapt easier and quicker, and some people adapt slower and it's harder. Yeah, I'll admit that. But we all do adapt. Fast or slow, easy or difficult, we adapt through challenge. There we go. Job done. Well done. Bloody well done. Okay, last couple. Fast feet first of all. Let me change my timer down to 10 seconds. Whoops, gone too far. There we go, 10 seconds. So fast feet. Excuse me, I think I'm going to sneeze. It's building up. Oh, excuse me. So fast feet. If you are seated, small but fast movements. We're about speed here. So running on the spot, tapping up and down on the floor like so, running on the spot nice and quick, okay? Fast feet. We're going to do two sets of 10 seconds each. If we're standing, same idea. Running on the spot, moving your feet up and down. Now, I know some of you are going to say you can't do that, and I'm going to say you're a liar. We can give it a try at least. Again, yes, some people will find this easy. Some people find this very difficult. But that doesn't matter. We all can give it a go. We can do some version of it, even a small, easy version of it. We do the best we can, okay? 10 seconds worth. Fast feet. 3, 2, 1. Off we go. Quick feet. Now, whether you are faster than me or slower than me, I don't mind. As long as you are trying, then that is the most important thing. So yes, like I said before, some of you will find this challenging. Some of you will find it difficult. But that is no reason why we can't give it a try. Together, we can cheer each other along. We can help each other out. If you've got any questions, if you're unsure about anything, ask a question in the comments below. We can do this together. That was round 1. Of course, we're going to do our second round now. Get yourself ready. In 3, 2, 1. Off we go. Nice and quick. Running on the spot. Moving the feet up and down for 10 seconds. Simple as that. Well done. Okay. Last exercise. Timer is set for 25 seconds again. So, let me set it there. There we go. So, shadow boxing to finish off. 3 rounds of shadow boxing. Point here is to get out of breath, challenge our heart and lungs, challenge our breathing. If we're seated, fists up, punching away. Shadow boxing, heavy breathing, and getting yourself nicely out of breath. If you're standing, same thing. But if you can, move your feet. But again, we're going to get you out of breath. Fists up, hands shadow boxing. Punching, punching, punching. Moving if you can. And keeping yourself going. Like I said, 3 rounds. 25 seconds each. Are you ready? In 3, 2, 1. Off we go. Punching away. So we can punch high, head height if we like. That's good. Or we can punch low, body height. Aim for the body. That's fine by me. Or we can mix and match. Some high, some low. And swapping one and then the other. But as long as we're working and you're getting your breathing going and you're getting huffing and puffing, a bit like me, then that's good. So that is round 1 done. Now, even if you're seated, you can do this. So, seated version. In 3, in 2, in 1, off we go. So even if you're seated, you can do this. You can punch, you can twist, you can get your body behind it. Now, yes, it is going to be difficult. It is going to be hard work. It is going to be challenging. But guess what? That's the whole point of exercise. It is going to be challenging. But that's what makes all of us good. There we go. Time, time, time. Again, we're all humans, we're all animals. We all adapt to challenge. Some faster, some slower, some easy, some harder. But we all do the same thing. Final, third and final round. Seated or standing. Are you ready? In 3, 2, 1. Off you go. Punching away. Moving the arms, moving the body. seeing whatever you can do. Aim for those targets, high targets or low targets, but get them and get yourself out of breath quite nicely. Punch, punch, punch. And time, time, time. Very well done. And that is our exercise bit. So fingers crossed, what we have done over the past 20 minutes or so, 20 minutes, is we've got all the major joints moving. We've got the heart and lungs going. We've got the muscles working. We've got your body just doing stuff. And again, whether you're seated or standing, there's variations. There is no reason why we can't work around limitations we have. We have a fantastic problem-solving thing up in our head there. Our brain, bloody amazing. It can solve or work around and deal with so many problems. Our limitations is one of those problems. We can work around it. And yes, sometimes it'll be tough, but we can do it. And it's easy if we do it together. Hence, what we're doing now. It's great. Anyway, it is Technique Tuesday. So now, over the next 5 minutes or so, I'm going to quickly go over a bit more in depth over a particular exercise. This one is, I use it a hell of a lot with my stroke survivors. It is a standing exercise. So I'm afraid, I'm sorry, if you are a wheelchair user and you cannot stand, I'm sorry, but cheer us along anyway. But this one is a standing exercise. I use it a lot with my stroke survivors. It's a simple one, but there's a lot to it, and we can pack a lot into it. So give it a go, and I'll try and explain as best I can. Okay, it is swaying. So I'll show you first of all. So it is standing, and then just swaying your hips from side to side. Now it looks bloody simple, and it's a simple move. Might not necessarily be easy, but this swaying of the hips is simple. Sometimes deceptively so. But this is what we're going to do, okay? So, first of all, our feet are going to be hip width apart. If they're too close, it's difficult. It becomes really hard work, and it doesn't work well. I'm going to go an extreme now. If the feet are too wide, again, it's difficult. You can't really do it. Hip width, that's the Goldilocks zone, that is. Feet hip width apart, and you can get a big sway of the hips side to side. That's what we're after, a big, or as big a movement as you can, okay? Hip width. Now, all we're going to do is shift our hips, our pelvis, our weight from the center all the way over, as far as we can, over towards one foot. So I'm going to feel this foot here heavy, because a lot of my weight is over on this foot. This foot over here is feeling quite light. Not a lot of weight there. And I do the same thing. I shift my hips, I sway over to the other side, and now I'm feeling this foot is heavy. This one is pretty damn light. And I just sway from side to side to side. I don't know, hula hooping or something. Imagine me in a grass skirt. You'll love that image. Me in a grass skirt, coconut bra, that kind of stuff. Yeah, imagine me like that. It's really good. But we're just swaying our hips side to side. And that is teaching us to shift our body weight around. It's getting us confidence in one leg. If we have one leg which is worse than the other, maybe. We're getting confidence in putting weight and control over that one leg and then the other. So weeks ago, when I was talking about balance, I was talking about shifting our body weight around, and we have a plumb line, okay? Standing normally, if I have this dangly line here, if I plug that on my belly button, that is the center of my gravity there, my center of weight there, in my belly button, and that plumb line goes all the way down in between my feet. See that? When we do the sway, what we're after, shifting over to make it a heavy foot over one way, and that center of gravity is going to move very much over to one foot. And then it moves very much over to the other foot. And that center of gravity shifts side to side. That plumb line moves. That's what we're after, okay? As we sway our hips side to side. And that is level 1, simply swaying the hips. If that's okay, we try level 2. What we do, exactly as before, sway our hips. Now remember, this is a heavy foot, this is a light foot. See how light this foot can be. Maybe tapping on the floor like that, or just lifting off the floor. So 100% of my weight is over here. And then I sway the other side. Very heavy foot, very, very light foot over there. So I'm really exaggerating that center of gravity shift. I'm swaying from one side to the other. And if I can make this other foot here so light that it floats off the floor, fantastic. Because that is what we do when we walk. Essentially, we shift our entire body weight onto one foot, and while the other foot floats. And we shift over onto one foot while the other foot floats. That's what we do when we're walking. So this swaying is a good practice drill for walking, swaying side to side. Now we've got, that was level 2, that floating foot. Level 3, I'll be honest, is a little bit weird. Got to imagine this a little bit. Same idea. Sway, heavy foot, light foot. Now we're going to try and lift this hip up off the floor. So I'm not just picking the foot up, I'm picking the entire hip up and down. And I shift to the other side. Again, heavy foot, light foot, and my entire hip on this side lifts up and down. Now I was trying to help someone understand what's going on here, and the best analogy you can come up with, it was a weird one, I'll be honest with you. As we shift over, imagine there's a handle sticking out of my hip here. Just sticking out, like a little teapot handle. I don't know, teapot, all right? Don't screenshot that, please. That's good. Don't take that picture out of context. That's going to be weird for me. Imagine there's a handle sticking out of your hip here. You or someone's going to grab hold of that handle and lift it up. That handle is attached to my hip. So as this handle is lifted up, my hip also is lifted up, lifted up, and lifted up. So I've got 100% of the weight on this leg. I've swayed over, and I'm lifting this pelvis up off the floor and down. And I'll do the same on the other side. I sway. I've got a little handle sticking out here. Grab hold of the handle and lift my entire pelvis, hip up and down. I lift that handle up and down. And that's the exaggerated sway. But it all builds from that first bit. So level 1, just swaying side to side. Feet hip width apart. Level 2, heavy foot, floating foot. Heavy foot, floating foot. That's level 2. And level 3, we've got that handle lifting the hip up. We sway over. We lift that hip up. Sway over. And we lift that hip up. Okay? That level 3 is a bit of a weird one. But if we can do that as a hip hitch or a hip hike, it is a really good move if we can do it. So that, if you like, is your homework. Practice that swaying. Like I said, I use a lot with my stroke survivors, particularly good for people who have definitely one side which is worse than the other. It helps build confidence, it helps build the mobility, it helps us build the muscle memory and the knowledge of how to shift that body weight around. Give it a go, share it amongst your friends, your enemies, your family, strangers, just share it. And we'll be back in tomorrow, Wobble Wednesday, and we'll do more about balance. So if you want to improve your balance, tomorrow is the day, okay? So that's all I've got to say now. I'm going to shut up. I'm going to let you get on with the rest of your day. Yeah, so that's it. Thank you very much, boys and girls. I will see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.